crime scene. We have the crime scene up on San Bernardino Avenue. We have a house in Redlands, which is where the pursuit originated, where our information took us to. That's being actively worked as well. And as I said, Mr. Farouk was a county employee, so we have obviously secured his office space in case that has any components to the investigation.
The date of birth, the residence, is there a residence? Is that a residence of his?
It is a residence listed for him. I don't know if he was living there.
What was the motive then? What's the motive, bro?
We don't have the motive at this point, and I'm really being careful because we all know that when these types of things happen, and we've seen this happen time and time again, there's a lot of information that comes out in the first day, in the first couple days, and that information changes significantly in the days that follow. So until we know the motive, or we really have something clear, evidentiary-based on that motive, I just don't want to weigh in on that right now.
Chief, have you ruled out terrorism at this point? Is that still on the table?
We have not ruled out terrorism. So I'm sorry. Either boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband and wife, something of that nature.
Any watch list or known to law enforcement?
Supervisors or bosses were killed in that out there.
So I had indicated early on that we have victims at the scene. Up until within, I would say, the last couple of hours, we had been working on what we felt were explosive devices left at the scene. We confirmed that we believe that those were explosive devices. I think about an hour or two ago, the bomb squad finally disposed of those particular items. So we are just now getting in there and starting to process the crime scene per se. I don't have the identification on any of the victims at this point.
Do you know what precipitated the
I don't know what precipitated it.
arguments at the event itself?
I don't know.
Can you say that he arrived 25 days ago when the man and another woman moved and that they were seen with
Mr. Farouk has been a county employee for 5 years.
You say that he was at that townhouse when he arrived about 25 days ago?
I don't know that.
Do you have a date of birth on Mr.
He was born in the United States.
Do you have a date of birth on Mr.
The exact date of birth I don't. Born in 1987.
I'm sorry.
There is not a third suspect, and there is not a third shooter still out there.
So we are reasonably confident at this point that we had 2 shooters and we have 2 dead suspects. And as I said, they were armed. I do have information on what they were armed with. Both suspects were armed with what was essentially a .223 caliber assault rifle. One was called a DPMS Model A15. The other was a Smith & Wesson MMP 15 model. And then both suspects also were armed with semi-automatic handguns. One was manufactured by Llama, and the other was manufactured by Smith & Wesson.
Any of those weapons?
I'm going to leave that. ATF is doing the workup on those weapons, and I'll let them weigh in on that later on when they've had time to do that part of their investigation.
Chief, about the explosive devices, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you. Were there explosive devices found on the scene?
There were at the shooting scene here at the Inland Regional Center, there were devices that we felt were explosive devices. They had been disposed of.
How many were there,
Chief?
3 of them were all together.
Are we naming the woman at this point?
I did. The woman's name is Tashfeen, Tashfeen, last of Malik, Malik, 27 years old.
Criminal records on either one of them?
I personally have not been in contact with them. We are in contact with a number of family members, so they are being interviewed, but I don't know what their statements have been. I don't have any information on criminal records.
Do you have any idea? Do you have any idea how much time elapsed between the time Mr. Farouk left the event and then returned?
Not the exact time. I've been given figures anywhere from 10 minutes to half an hour. I don't know if that's true yet.
Was the woman present at this event as well?
I have not been told that.
Chief, was this a planned out event or a spur of the moment that happened after an argument at the party?
I think that based upon what we have seen and based upon how they were equipped, there had to have been some degree of planning that went into this. So I don't think they just ran home, put on these types of tactical clothes, grabbed guns, and came back on a spur-of-the-moment thing.
Were they saying anything
talking about this at all?
We don't have information that they said anything.
Any additional indication of the motive?
Anything connected?
We don't have a motive at this point.
Is there anything in this attack that's connecting it to ISIS?
Sorry?
ISIS. Is there any connection?
We are still searching that motive component of it. We do not have information on that, and I'm not going to weigh in on that part.
It's definitely been a tough time for the city. What's your message to the residents as they go to sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow? And it's really sending it to. What is plan of the future?
So the message not only for the city but for this entire region is we understand people are scared, and we understand that there's concern that there may be more folks out there. Rest assured, we are doing everything we can. We have brought every single asset to the table that we have available in this city, in this county, in this state, and with the help of the federal government to do everything that we can to make people safe here. If we get information that we think that there's another potential threat or something that people need to be concerned about, we will put that information out to protect people.
Do you believe that there are others involved or